Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Phelan and this is the vocabulary for Richard Peck's story, The 3-Century Woman. So we're going to get started with the first slide and the first vocabulary word. Anchor. An anchor is a noun. It is a person who coordinates the newscast. Usually it is a man or a woman who reads sort of what's going on in the news. This is Dan Rather and this is, I think, Will Ferrell as Anchorman. Angle. Also a noun. It is a point of view or a standpoint. It has to do with how the story is told. So if it is an angle, it is something that is how a story is presented to the public. Foul. Not a foul in sports. This is an adjective and it means unpleasant or disagreeable. Something that smells or tastes bad. This is sort of self-explanatory here. Bad breath. Humanity is a noun and it means the human race. It usually also means the best of the human race, how our humanity has a lot to do with how we are morally. But in this particular case, it has to do with people and humans. Majestic is an adjective having or showing great beauty, dignity, or grandeur. I thought these pictures might show grandeur very nicely, and the dignified lion here. I thought that was kind of cool. A person could be majestic, but I didn't see any good examples, so I just used these. To ponder means to think over carefully, to puzzle or wonder about. Often when you're pondering something, this is the face that you are going to make. You'll think of some good examples of pondering or how you are pondering something. Waver. To sway or flutter between being uncertain about something. If you're wavering between your decisions, you're trying to figure out which would be the best. Venerable, as an adjective, respected for age or wisdom. I have pictures here of some people who they are respected for their age or their wisdom. Dumbledore, of course, is fictional, but we've got Nelson Mandela. It looks like a family with grandma and grandpa here. The theme is a literary element or literary device, and it is the idea. This picture here has the red thread that goes through the whole thing, but it's the message or the moral of the story. Usually one of those big questions that we ask, is family more important than friends? Or let's see, have a good one. Good versus evil is a theme, things like that. Setting is the time and place when and where and when a story takes place. It's always important to know where and when a story happens. So that is also a literary element or literary device. Historical context, also a literary element. There are real events that happen in a story. So occasionally you'll come across a story that we'll talk about, like the San Francisco earthquake, or have to do with civil rights. And it could be a fictional story, but these are real events that are happening. So it has to do with what's really going on outside the story. Helps us to put the story into some sort of historical perspective. Point of view. The perspective in which a story is told. You've heard this often. People talk about first person, in which the story is told. We're using I, me, we, and us. Or third person, where it's he, she, or they. Second person is rarely ever used because it would have to do with saying you did this and you did that. It has a lot to do with the perspective of how someone is looking at something. If it's first person, the main character or one of the major characters is telling the story. Perspective is how you look at something. Some people see this picture here on the left and see the side face of a beautiful young woman, and some people look at it and see the face of an old lady wearing a hat and a coat. Broadcasting is an adjective and it has to do with radio or television. So anything that you are doing on the radio, listening to a DJ, or if you're watching something on TV, you will see there's some sort of broadcasting going on. These satellites are used in broadcasting. Achievement is a noun, and it's something accomplished, a feat. Many of you guys have heard of this before. When you talk about an achievement in a game, it's something that you get, but it also could just be a feeling of achievement that you get from winning or doing something well. Reputation is a noun, how a person is seen or thought of. This is something people talk about, like what are they saying about you? Do they see you in a negative light, a positive light, or sort of in between? Anti, here we are in our Greek roots. These are words that make up other words. Anti is a root word, it's a prefix, and it means against. So anti-bullying would be against bullying. Lodi, that's a root word, it's a suffix, it means the study of. So if someone were to talk about psychology, that would be study of the mind. People study psychology, or sociology, that's the study of society. This is graph. This could be a root. This is a root word. It could be a prefix or a suffix. It's write or written. Graphite is often used in pencils to help people write, or a telegraph used to be an ancient way of people writing to one another across the wires. Hydra is a root word or prefix meaning water. Hydrate, you guys have seen that before. To hydrate, you need to make sure you keep drinking. Keep water in you. Hyper, last root word, is a prefix over or above. I have this picture of birds here. And that's it for today, guys. This should be all. Make sure that you've got these right on your homework, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, great. See you tomorrow. Bye.